there, Robin here from Expert On, and today we're going to talk about the Alto Professional Trouper that we just got back in stock. Incredibly popular speaker. Don't let the power fool you. This is absolutely an amazing piece of hardware. This box is empty, by the way. It's a lot heavier than this. What we're going to do first, we want to test out the speaker. But even before we do that, let's get a little summary of what we're going to do today. So today we're going to show how easy it is and exactly what you have to do to pair off your phone to that Bluetooth speaker, which is 30 feet away, or sorry, 24 feet away. And from there, we're going to see how it works, how it pings. We're going to play a little music so we can get a sound test on it from here. And again, the camera's 24 feet away from the unit. Then after that, we're going to bring it over to the table, and we're going to look at all the features overall. Now, amazingly enough, I don't normally talk about the price of the products because you can certainly look on our website or look on Amazon to get that. But for reference in Canada versus US, this product's at a new price, which is $199 US, $259 Canadian, and yes, with the exchange rate, that works out just exactly down on the money. So we're going to do this. Let's go over there. I am going to start. This is from scratch because I did have the old one paired off, but it's different. Everyone has its own unique signature to it. So I'm turning my Bluetooth on. I'm going to set the search function on my phone. We're going to come over here. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the pairing button on the back, and I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit just so we can hear what this unit actually does. So this has pair and sync, and I'll explain that one to you later, but right now we'll hit that button. So I now hit search on my phone. I'm going to look for new devices, and the first one it finds is the Alto Pro Wireless, that speaker there. So I'm going to hit that button. It should change pitch and speed. So there you go. Now it's paired. Now if I go back and go to my royalty-free music, yes, it's not the most exciting stuff, but it is royalty-free, and that's what counts with YouTube. So I'll go back, I'll adjust the volume. Nice, loud. It's got three 6.5-inch drivers and a horn on top of it, and it does rate at 200 watts. So that's what we get. Now, of course, I can keep playing that from over here or over there, or anywhere from 30 feet to 100 feet. It's dynamic range, Bluetooth. It is 4.2. So again, we'll cover that part on the table. So again, all the way over here, this is the speaker we've been talking about. This one right here. Really narrow, really tall, great for carrying sound. All right, awesome. So next, we'll review where we probably use this type of speaker, and then we'll talk about the back of it. Thanks. All right, so let's talk about where we can use the speaker. So first of all, there we go. We've got a speaker that's a little over 2 feet and change tall, maybe 3 feet tall, I guess. Easy to carry around. It's probably in the 20-ish pound range. It's a speaker that you can certainly take to a cafe. If you're playing a guitar and you're doing an acoustic set, that sort of thing, you could certainly use this for all that. You can also use it if you got a garage band. You don't want to have something taking up too much room. We've sold a ton of these to small churches, houses of worship, mosques, that sort of thing, where basically you want to have great mid bass. You want to have incredible clarity in the vocal portion and you want to have a good set of highs, that's all going to happen with this, and it works out really well. It does have a pole mount on the bottom, which is why we had it on top of the stand, no problem. You use wall brackets, mount them up, they kind of disappear. If you get a white, like make a sock for it, so this way it's all covered in white, works really, really well that way, and it just blends into the wall. Whatever the wall color is, just get a fabric sewn up sock so you can cover it up and blend it in. That's really, really nice. If you want an awesome set of speakers for the rec room and you want to have Bluetooth, that's like one of the big pluses. That's where this speaker comes into play. If you got a jamming room and you're looking for a speaker besides to have just your guitar speaker on the floor, you want to have something better than that for vocals or any other instrument play, there we go. That's another one. The list is really long. Notice I didn't say anything about DJs or anything like that. That's not where this is going to work, right? Because if you do that, you definitely need to have a subwoofer. So if you're going to do events for 150 people and you're going, I just want to have something really cool and I don't want to spend more than $1,000 aside, you could take two of these as tops and throw 12-inch subs underneath it, put that on the pole, and then you've got yourself a kick-ass $1,000 speaker that's kind of like a line array, kind of. So it takes up a small footprint that way, and it'll give you a pounding of sound. I would normally hook it up so this way the subwoofer carries the bass, has a built-in crossover, so this way this is really only going to do the mids and the highs. Everything the subwoofer doesn't do from 400 hertz and up, let's say. That's a good way to really have fun with this kind of speaker. Again, because of the price of this and the price of, let's say, an Alto sub, in the States, you're probably around, $600. In Canada, you're probably around 800-ish bucks, that sort of thing. Anyways, but that could be a fun way to look at the speaker. So what we'll do is we'll bring it over to the table now, and we'll take a look at all the little details in the back, and we'll talk more about the Bluetooth, about the input jacks, everything we see in the back side. Okay, so here we have it on the table. Now, the main thing we're going to look at is exactly what's going on electronically with this actual speaker. So there we go. We've got 1, 2, 3 6.5-inch speakers. We've got the horn located on top. It is a D-class power rated amp, so it has more fire hose, less garden hose. So consumer product versus commercial product. But this is one of these few speakers that I talk about where you're looking at a product that's in a consumer price range. So it's really got that novelty used to it, right? So you can either buy a bunch of them, or you can just save a lot of money. So when we actually look at this on the back side, we're going to see that we've got 3 inputs on it. We've got a combo on the line 1. We've got a combo 1/4-inch XLR 3-pin jack here, so it doesn't matter what we're using, you can plug that in here. And then on top of that, we've got bass and treble control and our gain control as well. The second line is a repeat of the first line. Ignore this button right in the middle, that's our master volume. So we're going to go from here, line 2, again our mic line input, and then we're going to follow right up on suit on top. And that's where we have our line control and our bass and treble. Now remember, this was featured at NAMM in 2015. That's the big pro audio show, and since then the price has come down a little bit on it, but they were based on the idea of what we saw, let's say, previously under TS2 series speakers, where the gain control for the line level was straight up at 12 o'clock, and then the mic line started from there up, so you could play around a little bit, 10-15% extra, that sort of thing, volume-wise. But remember, if you're just plugging in something line-wise, it's anything but a mic. 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock on the volume knob, you've pretty much hit yourself full volume. And you'll hear it because it'll start sounding really bad. It'll be really over-modulated loud and the volume quality will go down. So 12 o'clock on the knobs is definitely where you want to start, and then you play with the master volume. Get that to where you want to have it, and that's going to be the volume level that's best for you. Now remember, once it starts sounding bad, back off, right? That's how it always works. Master volume doesn't necessarily mean you can always turn it up to 10. Sometimes the best volume is going to only happen 3/4 or at 60-75%. Sometimes you're lucky if the gain level's down and everything's balanced just right, you'll get it right up to 100%. The last line is our input line. So basically it's a standard line input. So this volume knob does fall a little different because now this volume knob, if we look carefully, it pictures different from the first two. It does go from basically 0 all the way to 10. So just to be different between the first 2 lines, they did that. And again, bass and treble control. That's everything we see here. RCA 3.5 jacks are all part of that line. And then this little blue patch right here. Now that's important because basically that's the Alto Total built into the system. Now I'll get one of those. I have one of those right here. Now this is an Alto Total. This works on every single brand speaker out there that has a line input with a 3.5, sorry, with a 3-pin XLR connection. It runs 50 plus hours, is battery powered and all that kind of stuff. Look for a video on that specifically. We've got that either already in the system, and if it is, we'll put a link to it down below, but if not, it'll be coming soon. This is great. Now 4.2 on the version scale of Bluetooth basically means we've got no compression on the audio. So technically speaking, it's as good as having RCA jacks plugged into it. We also have better range, so we go from 10 meters, 30 feet, up to 100 feet. And people have taken this for an awful long walk down a parking lot or through a park from one to the other. So you definitely have that. Now, the added feature is they didn't just make it as a receiver, so my phone can attach to the speaker and I can play. Now, the downfall to where phones are, and let me get that, our phones are just transmitters. So our phone can send out a signal and the speaker gets that signal. Problem is there's only one transmitter in almost all phones. So what that means is we can only talk to one speaker. Downfall, yes. Normally we'd fix that by taking an XLR cable or 3-pin cable from the first speaker and then run it all the way 50 feet away to the second speaker. But if you had two of these, this is amazing. Or one of these and one of these. Any combination of this product. It has a stereo sync pairing button. So we first pair our phone to the first speaker through here. Then, once we've connected here, we go to the second speaker, press the pair button, then come back over here to our first speaker. So we've pressed the stereo sync. Now the two speakers will talk to each other. And they'll ping each other, and after about 15, 30 seconds, they'll be paired off. They'll be connected. That'll be a wireless connection between this speaker and the next one. So now your entire system is wireless. That's what you can do with the Trouper, which is absolutely amazing for the price that you're paying for a speaker like that. So you're going to get a ton of sound, a ton of quality, and a ton of really, really smart technological features. Like, I mean, you can spend money on all kinds of different things, EQ, stuff like that. But if you're going to run Spotify, you're going to have an EQ in your phone. So why do you need it again? Now, if you're spending money on stuff, this is a really good feature to spend money on if that's how you're going to use it. If you're thinking, I want Bluetooth, well, there's no better Bluetooth right now than this. So it's a big, big plus to have in an actual speaker. So there we go. But still, you still get a 3-pin output on it, just in case you want to plug it in manually into two different items, or maybe your other speaker doesn't have Bluetooth on it, maybe it's not a matching set. You have a subwoofer, anything like that. They've got a mixed audio output on the back of it, which is, remember, it's unlinked. So what that means is that you have to have full connections for this to work. So that's what's going on here. It's a mixed output. It does take, if I pair off to here, I can't go from here out to it. So that's important. But just remember, either you're going to go Bluetooth or you're going to be connecting into it. Either way is an awesome way to hook the speaker up. They do have a cover for it. If you're going to transport it around a lot, I would get that. You could probably easily scuff this up. It's really, really nice. I mean, it's got that faux whatever finish texture right on the actual product. This is all metal. This is wood. Don't leave it out in the rain. Handles built in right up on top. I don't think I can say a whole heck of a lot more about it. It does have an ETL certificate on it, which is really nice. It means that they took the time to not just build a good product, but to make sure that product was safe. And they proved it to you by actually getting a third-party ETL certificate on it. So, there you go. I think we're all done for today on this one. Again, my name's Robin. You're watching Expert Island, and we've been talking about the Alto Trouper. Look for the links down below. If you got any comments, leave them there. If you got questions, do the same. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We need you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.